Hello, folks. Here we are with another Saturday Night Live Zoom, and we have Sveta. Is that how you pronounce?
Yes.
Sveta as a special guest to inspire and share her experience with the masterclass experience. How are you doing today?
Very good, very good. Thank you. And I want to tell everyone for inviting me to this program, actually before Thanksgiving. I'm really grateful that I found this path, and I'm grateful for you folks who inspire me and who support us, all of us, and give such a good example so we can follow.
Yeah, that's the challenge with a lot of people doing these things. They really have no clue of what to expect, and there's a lot of misinformation out there about fasting. And the only way we discovered it myself was doing it over and over and over and over because the information wasn't out there, and it's so many different opinions and stuff. So, you know, that it really helps when you hear people's story, and this is why we invite you and everybody else to share, because this is how we learn, through everybody's experience, and then our own is how we really come to the understanding. So maybe you want to start off. You have an accent there, where you're from and how you grew up, your diet kind of like, and when you started to be conscious of your diet, lifestyle, and so on and so forth, Sveta?
I was grown up in communist country, USSR, and as Dominica already told last week, it was the diet was really bad, but we didn't have much choices because we lived behind during Cold World War, and everything was produced inside the country. I was grown up in the Urals, in the middle of Russia, and the climate was really harsh there. So long and cold winters and very short summer. So not many fruits, not much fruits at all. And my diet was potatoes, so wheat, and it sounds very funny, even pierogies. So pierogies were with mashed potatoes, or like piroshki is like little pies. They again were with mashed potatoes. So it's no wonder all of us were constipated and bloated. And but my parents, they tried their best. They tried to buy fruits, and they tried to take kids to Black Sea, like ocean. It was pretty far, but they did try to keep us healthy. So I must be very grateful for that, especially for my dad, who gets sure that we always had a salad. So that was really a healthy habit, which he simply into my childhood. When I was around 1.5, I had operation. It was appendicitis, and it was doctor's mistake. The baby at the time, the child at the time, had a pneumonia. So I hardly survived, but you see, I'm still alive and moving on. And after that, when they opened the baby, there was nothing there. So they simply took appendicitis out, but the child literally had a clinical death. After that, as my mom told me, from time to time, I had this terrible sharp pain. I don't know what they did really. Maybe they made additional loop inside my intestine. I really don't know. But this pain can appear suddenly and also disappear suddenly as well. And it stayed with me till I finished my second long master fast, which I took for 72 days. Because even till I am now 54, I can walk, and suddenly I could simply collapse on the floor. It was so terrible. The pain is so sharp and abrupt. It was very uncomfortable. Pardon?
This happened during the fast?
No, after fast, it disappears.
Oh, okay.
It disappeared after my second long master fast.
Okay.
Completely. Like I never had it before. I'm so grateful for that. I really appreciate.
How often would this pain happen to you before?
I believe it depends upon what I ate. If I ate some really constipated food, but now I understand a little bit better as you told with our experience.
Right.
But I don't even know when. It can appear suddenly some months, at least twice per month I had it.
Okay.
As to oranges or tangerines, it was exotic fruit for us. And we had it only during New Year, because Christmas was a holiday which was prohibited. We had maybe one tangerine in a small present, and that was it. And during summer, we had lots of apples, but again, July and August, that was it. My parents, they tried to preserve tomatoes and like pickled tomatoes or pickle or cucumbers. And of course, we had lots of sauerkraut during long winter months. And again, lots of potatoes, you name it, mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, anything even like pancakes from potatoes, because so it was our staples.
Yes, of course. Sure.
And what you can do, you go to the shops are empty.
Wow.
Yeah, it was because it was during, I was born in 1964, and you need to line up for after to buy maybe a little bit of buckwheat and some dairy products, but you need to line up. So I read lots of books during that time, try to use the time correctly.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really, but it's experience how to be practical with your time management. After this operation, of course, we never trusted doctors, at least my father and me. My mother still continued to consult doctors, but really, we never trusted. And we had lots of stories when they had operation and forgot some scissors or other instruments in the body. So we tried to be as far as possible from doctors. So that was my attitude. Even when I came to Canada, I at first was very open, and I thought that it's different. And several years ago, because of my stress, I had some pain. It never stopped. It was more or less, but it never stopped. And I went to family practitioner with my open heart, that he will help me. And he gave me these birth control pills, and I was alone at that time. I tried them for months, and I thought, no, it's enough. I'm cured. The minute I stopped, my bleeding returned back. So I understand that's it. I need to find some different remedies, and I will start looking for solution.
When was this? What year approximately?
Approximately 8 to 9 years ago, somewhere like that. And when I started even asking my colleagues in my musical school, where I was working at the time, they told me, oh, we are using these pills already for several years, and it's okay. For them was okay, not for me. I decided not to go with that. So I start searching around, and I start first of all from meditation, try to keep my stress under control. And it really helped me a lot. That's, I believe, how my journey for healthy or for some natural cure started. I switched to cooked processed vegetarian diet approximately 12 years ago. But I was still consume lots of dairy product because, you know, I didn't know that it was so bad, first of all, and second of all, I used such a habit from my childhood. Even when I was sick with pneumonia or with some quinsy, my mom always gave me boiled milk with honey and butter.
Wow.
And it was considered to be the best remedy. Yeah. So.
Well, your mother's love was the best remedy.
Yes. It was more important, maybe, my mother's love. But as Rana told correctly, they didn't know better.
Exactly.
They didn't have other choices. So I can't blame them for that. I really appreciate their love and that they want me to be better, right?
Of course.
So I can take from my past positive attitude towards life. So that's my father, he taught me that you must always be calm. You must always be calm, doesn't matter what. Keep calm.
Great advice.
It's, yeah, all our parents, you know, they did the best they could with the knowledge they knew at the time. When we were growing up, I remember a lot of frying my mother used to do with the oils, the fat, and then they used to keep it and use it over and over and over to save money, right? And the drains in the house would always be clogged. And now when you think back, oh my God, what was that doing to our drains in our body, or our pipes? So,
but you're right, we need this experience.
Yeah.
Our soul needs this experience for better or worse, but if you grow from this, if you take the best from it and leave the worst behind, we are progressing, we are evolving, right?
Of course. And you know, what we understand now is everything's possible. Doesn't matter what state your body's in. If you're willing to do the work and change, everything's possible. We've seen it over and over and over with so many people. It's just a beautiful, perfect design we have. Just we need to access it. That's it.
Yeah, but the idea how we want to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How we want to apply our will and our determination.
Right.
And I believe that if we are very fortunate and grateful to find this path, are we ready to commit like you told all the time? Or we don't want to commit?
That's the question.
Yes, this is the main question, but I believe that people, they simply, not because they're not ready, maybe they want to, but their bad habits, they overpower them, and they feel desperate. And that is why they leave it, I believe. This is my my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was also lived in the very polluted city, the name of Nitogorsk. It has the biggest metallurgical plant in the world at that time. And they produced everything there. They produce all metal, all different iron. They produce for military tanks, and they produce for all the other metallurgical plant, and you name it, name and nails and everything. And of course, no one cared for the population who lived in the city. Mm. The plant was from one side of the river Urals, and the city was from the other side. But when the wind was blowing, all the city was like in a cloud. Mm. And once even Japanese, they came to test how much this small particles of metal is coming. So up to 3 tons per day. All this pipe were polluted the whole city. And during winter, we didn't even have this white snow very much, because only maybe for 1.5 or for 2 hours after it was fell, then the wind blew from this plant and everything became either reddish or yellowish from sulfur. And
oh my God.
Yes, that's what the city, and till now, after 4 master fasts, I'm still, sulfur is coming out of me like a river.
Yeah, it will all come out. It will all come out. It's amazing.
Yeah. We also went to, every weekend, we tried to go outside this polluted city to spend some time in the forest. So I like nature very much, and especially gathering mushrooms and berries and walking outside, and really appreciate the gifts which forest can give you and the gifts of nature.
Of course. So you said you've done 4 master fasts, and how long were each one?
I'm already for 15 months on master fast system. The first master fast was 40 days, the second 72, then I made 35, and the last one was 40 again, which I finished approximately 3 weeks ago.
Oh, awesome. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was, I really appreciate this experience. Really, really very grateful for the system, because it's very structured and it's very straightforward. And it's very easy to follow the system. But of course, in the beginning, I joined Master Fast not from my health problems. It's interesting, but my health was always good in general. At least I believed so. I believe that I'm good, but it turned out I'm not. I'm not as healthy as I want to be or as I can be.
Yeah, it's interesting how people consider themselves healthy. I've seen people say they're healthy and their medicine cabinet is full of drugs. And I'm going, okay, sure. But once we start working on our health, we start gaining the understanding how much better we can feel. It's interesting, you know, because over the years of all this eating and so on, we slowly plug ourselves up, and it's a gradual thing. And people think that degradation is normal, and they can't really remember, you know, way back. Because then they start cleaning, and they start feeling so much better, and they see the difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's very true. I start to look for this, for some detoxification program after my mother's death. It was really a very hard experience for me, because she died from Alzheimer's disease and she had other, of course, bouquet of disease. And she didn't even recognize me, her only daughter. And it was really difficult. But I look at it from another point of view, like she is my child. We're all children of God. And she is my child, and I try to look after her like she is my child now. And she needs, of course, 24 hours care. She needs to use diapers, and she needs, and this experience gave me this boost that I decided not to die like that, and to do everything possible to avoid and to avoid this. And that's how I start my journey for detoxification. First of all, I found a book of some Russian guy, which he recommend doing animals with their own urine. And I tried, let's put it bluntly, I did try, but I was so backed up. And each animal was for me like, you know, like a big problem. I went to the bathroom, I need to prepare a bucket of water and a cloth, because it was always leakage. And I did it, I tried, it didn't really work. So I went for another one. And one of my friends recommended me Moritz Andreas. And it was a much better experience. I start from colonics. But at that time, I didn't know the difference between open and closed colonic. And of course, I started doing open colonic, which was the nearest for me. And then I started doing some liver cleans, which is really harsh. And I did it for quite some time. And then it was plateau. It was a little bit better, but it was like plateau.
The lemon and oil?
Yeah. Pardon?
Lemon and oil flush?
Yes, it was, or grapefruit, and yes, it was.
Okay, grapefruit, yeah.
Yes, this idea, and I did several of them. And I really didn't know what to do else. And on one of our social event of my meditation group, I met Max. When all of us, we are stuffing ourselves with vegetarian food, he was, you know, drifting so with such freedom, with his grape juice. And of course, everyone was very interested. What is that? What is he doing? And then he would start talking. And he didn't use very big words or very elaborated sentences. His speech was very simple, but full of emotion and full of faith. And it simply ignited all the people. I was also very much interested. He was telling about some, you know, black stuff is coming out of your worms, but it was, you know, like, for me, it was like on a distance. What is that? I was listening, but I don't understand. What is that? Is it, it's you know, I am clean. I bathed today. I'm so clean. How, you know, no, it's not possible. And I didn't join Facebook that time, because I believe I was not ready. I need this shock of my mother's death before I met him the second time. And again, he was talking with such passion, with such belief, with such confidence. People again open mouth listening to him. But I believe I was the only one who joined Facebook, or not the only one who joined. Some people joined Facebook, but the only one who decided to follow it. I was curious enough to find out, is it true? What is inside me? Is it, it's not possible, right? Everyone else is so, but I'm nice and clean and, white and fluffy. But it turned out I'm not, I'm not clean at all.
Same thing for me when I was introduced the first time in 1990. I couldn't believe that stuff was inside me. So I had to find out.
Yeah, it was quite a shock. Yes, it was not easy to look at us, right?
Yeah.
Because we consider ourselves like a soul. Soul is perfect, and we cannot see our blemishes, right? Our character, like we can be full of anger. We cannot see it, but when we see what is coming out of us, this is it, and you cannot go out from it. You cannot tell, no, it is not from me. Yes, it is from you. The first shock was on my first master fast of 40 days. On my 10 days, I didn't eat for 10 days, and then this huge lump of mucus came out of me with visible marks that it was glued. And yes, I was so, my eyes were wide open. I understand that, yes, I will do my best, I will stick to this, and I will move on. And I made this vow to be loyal to these cleans, and I continue to be loyal. I believe this loyalty is the best on our path for everything. Is it spiritual path or is it path for detoxification? But loyalty is the most important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, loyalty to your soul, to trust, because that's where all of this comes from, from the source. So we're really trusting in our soul when we're going on these paths. We're subtracting everything else external and going within and just using a little bit of help to clean out. That's all we're doing. Simple.
Yes. I understand that, pardon?
No, go ahead.
I understand that preparation for master fast is the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
Correct preparation. So I prepare all the ingredients. The first master fast I made on 6 herbs, 6 tinctures, and then I increased them. And the last master fast I did already 14. As you recommend, the more the better, because my kidneys were not filtering very much. But I'm not, I don't blame master fast. I can blame only myself and my wrong way of life and my wrong habits. But it gives me that I can continue till my kidneys will start filtering. So I need simply more work to do. Yeah. And that is it.
Simple. What kind of dry fasting schedule did you do? And do you continue it?
Yes, I continue my master fast schedule, and I dry fast especially, I continue. Though after 2 weeks, it's very difficult for me, and I'm thinking now to switch to maybe this 14 days and 14 days, because looks like for 2 weeks, I'm very, very diligent, very can focus. But after 2 weeks, when my digestions kick on and all these temptations, they start coming to me, running to me, it's more difficult for me to resist. Though I try my best and I never give up, and I improved my diet, as my daughter told me, at least 50% better now. But I don't believe to people who woke up next morning and became raw completely.
Very rare, but yeah.
I don't belong, unfortunately or fortunately, I believe the majority who need to weed out one by one wrong habits and substitute by good habits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I am doing now. I try to substitute, for example, milk to almond milk or coconut milk. And that's how I am moving on. And if I fail or fell off, I climb back. Yes, I do reset and even take a small, like 9 days master fast and move on. And, you know, never give up, never surrender, move on. This is my motto. Keep on, keeping on.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
I start using more diligently castor oil packs, especially thanks to Rana when she told me that I can use this food wrap
Yeah.
paper. Yes, because before I watched this video and my common sense didn't tell me anything, I need to develop common sense. But this food, yes, plastic food wrap really helped me a lot. So I'm now not afraid to, you know, I put it and I'm doing these castor oil packs on my kidneys. So I was doing like 3 days on my kidneys and the other 3 days on my liver. Is it okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
Because I understand 3 days on, 3 days off is for like organ, but you can switch it on, right? To your abdomen and then to your back again.
Mm-hmm.
So I will start using diligently this castor oil packs. Then with animals, I was very grateful to Max who sent me video that I can do them in bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I solved my problem with all this leakage. I was not afraid to animals anymore. And though I start with very, very low, I believe I start with very low, like 2 or 2.5 liters. Gradually, I increase according to the protocol because I feel better, and you know my GI tract, I believe, became a little bit cleaner, much more clean, of course.
Oh yeah.
Much more cleaner, thank you. And I feel much better, especially master fast is such clarity of mind and clarity of vision. And the most important for me was that my posture, meditation posture, has improved a lot. That was really very helpful. Because for years I was struggling how to improve my meditation and it didn't move much. But after the third master fast, I think that my lower back became more flexible and my posture improved a lot. As a result, I can focus more.
It's awesome.
I was very grateful to Laura, for example, who showed on Facebook her Bristol board. So I made the same. I want to show if it is possible.
Sure.
So I made, yes, okay.
Nice.
I made Bristol board, master fast, where I wrote tools and goals and breathing technique and exercises and what to do when I'm emotional. So it is, and I put it in my bag, and all the and goals, of course, and about dry brushing.
Awesome.
And when for example, when I was emotional during my last master fast, I decided to cry out loud, which I never permit myself. I always try to keep inside, but this time I decided to cry out loud. And what happened? I couldn't stop. And I thought, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then my eyes went to my Bristol board. And I saw this when emotion going to animals and still crying out loud. I grabbed my animal bag and, you know, I was busy and I became happier. And I really appreciate Laura for giving this tip. So I want other people, encourage them to make their own Bristol board. And I believe it will help them a lot to be more focused, because to tell more focus, how you can be more focused if I'm crying out loud, right?
Yeah, we have a plan, goals, and we follow. Like when we're going through so many things, when it's written down, it's easier to be guided by that. Because when we're going through these emotions and stuff or healing reactions, we can't think straight sometimes. And this is where the support is crucial. And, you know, amazing for people to jump in and start asking questions.
Yeah, my taste bud has improved a lot.
Mm.
On first fast, it's so funny. Everything was, you know, everything was, grape juice was too sweet.
Yeah.
Tinctures was too bitter. So everything was like against me, but I decided, no, I am going to push it through. I'm going to make my 40 days, doesn't matter what. And so I pushed this 1.5 liter, only, I believe it was almost with force. And I pushed the tinctures and this pudding. With pudding, I did a little trick, because I thought that everything is so difficult. Let me start with difficult again. And I start with one tablespoon dry. So I put dry into my mouth, and then I gulp with the juice. And I did it, I believe, for 3 weeks. And then I start doing this one, and I don't know why, but maybe to help me to push this juice better, but it really helped. Yes, it did really help. Because on the last master fast, juice was already nice, you know, and tinctures were much better. They were more mild, not so bitter. And on the last master fast, I used already from 2.5 up to 3 liters. Because I joined power yoga and was exercises almost every day, except dry fast. And I was not afraid to be dizzy, or because I was full of, you know, full of determination that I will make this happen. And it did work. It did really work, and it really helped me a lot. I decided even to make another goal to work on splits. It's funny, but you know, being 54, but doesn't matter how old we are. Yes, you have a goal and I am moving on. I am not very far from split, by the way. So, soon I will make it, maybe in 2 or 3 months.
Amazing.
Because the first master fast, I went to Bikram yoga once. Oh, no, not once, I believe it. The first time it was, I felt a little bit dizzy, so I followed the instruction. I sat, I pressed the point, and I quietly crawl out of the room. But I returned back in 1 week to prove that I can do it, and I did. Yep. Because I decided not to give up, not to give mind to accept defeat, to become stronger. And on the second fast, I already was visiting Bikram yoga maybe once or twice per week. And now I was doing it almost every day. And I believe it helped me to move everything toxin out of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still doing yoga every day?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I'm continuing to do yoga because I was listening to Master Gina that you went to Taekwondo. I tried Taekwondo. It didn't really work for me, at least now. So I decided to do
Jiu-jitsu, Aki Jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu. Taekwondo worked for me, so I decided to go to hot power yoga, and it is working now. So I decided to stick with it for a time being, at least for 1 year, and then we'll see how it is going on. I used to have some migraines before Master Fast. Yes, I can tell that I was, in general, I was healthy. I didn't use lots of medication, but I have some migraines before. And after the first Master Fast, they were almost gone. And after 3 Master Fasts, they were gone completely.
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm so grateful because though they were not very often, but they were terrible. They kept me in bed up to, after half a day. I could not even move much. Yeah, so I'm really happy. Then people said that my eyes became bright.
Amazing.
Yeah, color of my eyes became brighter, and my hair became better.
Mm-hmm.
I never believed that it is possible because my mom told me, oh, in our genetics, you don't have very good hair. So I never really expected them to be much better. And now suddenly my hair became growing and
Yeah, you feel it, right?
yes, they became thicker. My nails became, they always were so brittle, and now they became strong.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing how the body remembers, right? What is good for the body.
You are the same age, huh? You and Gina are the same age, same year.
64.
Yeah, I was born in 64, but I believe I'm not as clean as Gina. I need work to do.
Nobody's perfect. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, but it really helped me to find out that it took up to 5 years to get rid of some terrible mucus.
Oh, yeah.
So I believe that 15 months is nothing. I'm still work in progress.
It's a great start.
We all start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some papillomas on my body have dried up by themselves. And, my knee became better, joint on my knee. Because I used to jog and then I stopped because of my knee. Now I can start over again.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I have to visit my family doctor once per year. It was his prerequisite. He always comes so, unhealthy, and he asks how I am, and every time I look better and better. Not thanks to him, but thanks to this Master Fast system, detoxification program. But interesting, he never asked me how why I look so healthy. He really never interested.
Mm.
I stopped dyeing my hair, stopped putting chemicals into my body, and became lots of gray, but it turned out good for me. I like it now, much better.
Great.
So I became different. became more confident in myself.
We're being bombarded enough with chemicals everywhere. We don't need to put more in our body.
Yes. What about challenges in my during Master Fast? During the second Master Fast, the most challenge was from my colleagues in my work, because I lost a considerable amount of waste, and they were concerned, though it's interesting how they can be concerned that they're always on medications, you know, consuming this and that, and always sick. But they start to put pressure on me. Why? What happened? Why did you lose so much weight? Even manager came to, why did you lose? Are you vegetarian? I didn't, I decided not to open up because they were not really interested. When they start pressure, yes, I'm doing some fast. They tried to press on me from the other point of view, from my son. They found my son, but my clever son never admitted that they asked him to put pressure on me. They admitted themselves later on. But it was really uncomfortable to work in this environment, especially. But I believe I became stronger to go through. And they step out. They have to accept it, and they simply step out.
They realize you know what you're doing.
Pardon?
They realize that you know what you're doing.
I really don't know why people try, but they think that if they're from the same country, from the same background, they like entitled to give their opinion or try to press you, to put some pressure on you. Yes, they step out. Interesting, even some teachers who left music school long before, they called them and they came to look at me. How much weight did I lose? Like they came into the zoo.
My goodness.
Okay. Yeah, but it was okay because I decided and I made up my mind that nothing will be on my way. Nothing will be on my way. I will decided to go the 72 days, and I did. And when I even partly lost my hearing on my right side, it happened on my second long master fast.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do? I read carefully from what can happen during your healing process, and I thought that I'm not dying, I'm good.
Exactly.
Yes, healing reaction, I'm good, I'm not dying, and even if you're dying, so what? Right? So I simply do my meditation and went to bed, and somewhere in the morning my hearing restored.
You said when you were a kid you lost your hearing for a bit, right? When you were a kid?
I had lots of colds and quinsys and pneumonia because the air was so polluted. All of us we have this or that kind of either throat disease or lung disease, and all of us we had it. So I don't even remember really, but I had lots of quinsys because when I understand that they're gonna be with me, I need to deal with them myself, not to go to the doctor. So I learned how to squeeze all these abscesses in my throat with a pencil. I use pencil, put some cotton on it, and with antiseptic squeeze it myself. And that's how I get rid of quinsy, not to go to any hospital or to some doctors. But yes, we did, all of us, we did lots of colds.
Hmm.
And recent on my last master fast for today, I had this healing reaction. And again, on my right side, I had a like cold, and I had lots of mouth, especially from my right side. It was like coming for 2 or 3 days. And now this side is so good. And I was wondering, when is my left side will be better? It's not as good now as my right side. So I need to prepare myself for next long master fast to clean.
Keep peeling the layers. You don't know what's going to happen in the next fast.
And we're like, the congestion can be different in different parts of the body. So maybe for you it's the right side, it's more congested than the left side of the body. And in my opinion, it goes back to the right kidney. When the right kidney is backed up, you cannot drain and clean the fluid properly from the right side of the body. And for you, maybe it's the right side. For me, I know it's the left side. When I don't eat well, I get sciatica on my left side. Always my left, not my right. So it's things like this, like you will realize that. And also I have more cysts in my left breast, not my right. My left breast is bigger than my right breast. So yeah, it's very interesting. So that's a good sign for you to watch, the right side. Watch the right side. You have the liver on the right side. So that's another thing,
Do you recommend me to do castor oil packs on my liver?
Sure.
Continue to do them, right?
Yeah, sure. There is so much you can do. Play around with different tools. Yeah. Yeah, and the liver, you're doing the liver herbs, right?
Yeah. Yes. And the last time I took additional 2 herbs for kidneys. And even after my long divorce, there was a little bit sediment. So I was really happy that my kidneys start pushing through a little bit, and I'm really happy with that.
That's great.
So more herbs help them, or maybe more dry fast help them.
Yeah.
And in the end of my second master fast, I have edema. I believe it happened because I consumed coconut juice too fast, maybe.
Coconut water?
Coconut water, yes, coconut water too fast, maybe.
It's very heavy coconut water.
Yeah. And but it yes, but it go away.
Yeah.
After maybe a week, it gradually disappear.
Anything else that you noticed that you had before and kind of went away?
Yeah, I had veins on my legs.
Veins?
Veins, yeah.
Like varicose?
Pardon?
They call it varicose veins?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had them on my legs, and because now I remember my mother, she had them. My aunt, she also had them. And I never thought that they can disappear. But I feel they reduce, and now they're almost gone. Of course, there is a little bit, but 80% they disappear. 80%. I never thought that, because again, some of my colleagues, they told me, oh, we are going for operation, you cannot do it otherwise. And people believe in operation, they don't want to change their diet,
of course,
their lifestyle, and they prefer to go to operation and pay for it. And
yeah, it's interesting.
You mentioned that you have improved your diet so much from the beginning until now. So I would like to know, because this is very important for many people, right? We want to help them learn how to remove things from their diet. So what have you removed from before the master fast and now? How is what's your diet like now? What have you removed? Dairy, I remember you said.
Yes, I am. I removed cheese, for example. It was very difficult for me. I did it, maybe not in very, custom. In my second master fast, lots of ropeworms came out of me. Ropeworms.
Ropeworms, okay.
Ropeworms came out of me. And I put one of them into antiseptic. And whenever I felt, want to eat some cheese, I went to my bathroom, open the door and I call him a cheese lover. And I say, hi, my cheese lover. And that's how I overcame my addiction. It was addiction, terrible addiction to cheese. I cannot even, it just was terrible addiction to cheese.
Yeah, cheese is more addictive than heroin.
And that's how I overcame addiction to cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Meat I didn't eat already for several years. When I became I went for cooked vegetarian.
Were you eating fish?
Pardon?
Were you eating fish when you were vegetarian?
Yes, I did. I did eat fish, and how I continue. I believe that this is the problem. This is the most difficult, right? To substitute bad habits with good habits, and you need to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wanted to ask about this plan. Because, for example, master fast is very rigid, very structured. But post-master fast is not. Is not rigid, is not structured. And that is, I believe, that is why we find the road very slippery.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I opened the book by Dr. Frolov, Dry Fasting,
mm-hmm.
I read it in Russian. He spent lots of pages to give exactly by hours what to eat, how to eat, and even in grams.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I take from it? Because, for example, if you're 54 or 53, you start master fast and you want to change your habits. How do you know what is enough for your body if you get used to stuff your body with all this food all the time, right? How do you know where to put the boundary that this is enough? It was not easy for me. At first I didn't eat enough, even watermelon. I realized it only maybe after this week. That is not enough. And I start to eat more for the body.
Yeah, this is why when I say once you start eating, and the next morning after you've eaten will be the truth, if you've eaten well or not. You have to start learning how to read the body, because each one of us will be different. And to have this structured thing about eating, I don't go for that, because number one, food is an illusion. It's just for enjoyment, in my opinion. And we learn to minimize our food as much as possible. But when we eat, we must enjoy it and we must be satisfied. That's the key. And for each person, it will be different. We cannot come up with a structure of so much timing and so this and that, because hunger is also an illusion. We get hungry. Why? When we eat, we get more hungry and we want to eat more. You don't eat, you don't get hungry. You don't drink, you don't get thirsty. So we're breaking into a new realm of areas that have not been really have a lot of experience out there for people. So we're still infants at this, and each one of us has to give feedback, and this is why we're having all these calls and why we have the support page. We need more feedback from people, and this is going to be the key to allowing people to succeed more and more and more. We have the mini master fast options. This is where we like to see people going after the master fast. We don't want to see people going back to eating 7 days a week. It's ludicrous. We know 7 days a week of food is crazy. Some people may need to go 6 days a week of eating. Some people will be happy with 2 days, 3 days, whatever, 1 day. Everybody will be different, but it's going to be a structured thing that you're going to have to go within and figure it on your own. So yeah, when you go off mass fast, try going back to.
We do have the protocol for the first few weeks.
Yeah.
But we don't have the amounts of food, and it's when you eat raw food, especially fruits and vegetables, I find it's like just go with, eat as much as you want. Like you don't want to eat until you cannot breathe. You want to eat. As much as you want, no restriction. When I tell somebody I try to help them to change their diet, I tell them this lifestyle is about abundance. Eat as much as you want. There's no restriction.
If it's raw,
but you're eating clean. You're eating fruits and vegetables, mainly raw, yes. When you eat cooked, you want to watch how much, because it's more condensed, it's heavier. But when you're eating raw, if you want a big salad, go for it. As long as it doesn't have the oil and whatever, the nuts and the seeds and things like that, just go for it.
We limit the cooked as much as we can, if not eliminate it completely, slowly or whatever. But when you're on your eating days, if you're eating only 1 day a week, enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you're eating a few days a week, be careful. Don't go crazy. So you have to get that feel, the art of subtraction. It's the art of detoxification. It's an art.
Yeah.
And we're gonna all have to master our own body on what will keep our emotion balanced and satisfied. That's the key.
So now, for example, I'm eating 3 meals a day when I eat on Sunday. Sometimes I add even another fruit meal, but 2 fruit meals, and they're big. They're pretty big. I eat as much as I want. I'm usually full. Maybe a bag of grapes will be 1 meal.
Yeah, it's once a week.
Yeah.
This is really helpful, right? This is really helpful when I can go on Facebook and see what did you eat. It's encouraging. But when you ask how not to return back to bad habits, I just want to share how I do it.
Yes, excellent.
Absolutely.
I don't say that everyone needs to follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it must be structured. So I need to write down that approximately this, and that, and I need to follow it. Otherwise,
you can fall off easily.
Yes, because I need to consider myself like addict. When I go to the kitchen, I need to like a red button is starting pushing in my head that aware, beware, emergency. You can eat this, you can eat this. Especially because I cook for my daughter.
Yeah.
So I need to be very careful what I put in my mouth after I finish master fast, right? Because before you couldn't eat this, you had this boundary, but now they open up and all temptations, they're flying to you, right?
Oh yeah.
It's not fun.
It's all temptations are flying to you and you must resist how you resist. If you make this plan, it is like a cage. You can close yourself again, right? In this cage. But otherwise you will fall off again, but you need to succeed each time. Like just make another step. That is why people, I believe, they fell off and they don't want to admit that they fell off. Yes, I'm not afraid to make 1 or 8 days, but I don't want to, then to
fall.
Yes, I know that it will be more difficult with my body so clean to return. Yes, I need to be very, very careful. So I wanted first to prepare my body for this big step. and then go for it.
Yeah, each one will have to go at their own pace on how much they can, push themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
What I like to do is there's two categories of food. There's bliss, joy, and pleasure, and then the other category is misery, pain, and suffering. So when every time I'm going to eat, I ask, which category is this food in? And then you got to answer the question: do I want to be in that one, or do I want to be in that one? Which category? So that's the way I've been doing it. And sometimes we'll choose the misery, pain, and suffering, even though we know. But sometimes people are going to go choose that category for whatever reason, for whatever's going on in their lives emotionally. So many pressures, this, that, and the other. But it's always, if you go to the joyful, the bliss and pleasure side, you're always going to be off better. And if you fast, even better. Especially when there's a lot of stresses going on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to always have to go with our own,
Gut feeling.
gut
But
feeling.
if it works for your personality, which is very strong, it's not necessarily works for other people who are weak. So they need to start from something different. If I consider myself that I cannot, for example, if you consider, so just imagine that I went somewhere to the buffet, right? And then I cannot ask myself, is it good or is it bad? And my mind or my body start to click in. How I'm gonna to resist temptation? Maybe I better not to go to this buffet at all, right? Not to buy this food at all. So I believe we need to start from some small steps.
Yeah. So she'll share the other. You're going to share some tips that you've been using.
Yeah,
some
it
other
would be
tips.
nice, to help people, because like on the page, if we start sharing, our tips, how we are succeeding, and it is not easy, of course. I mean, it really is hard, and you have done a great job breaking your fast. You really have. You have done an amazing. I'm not perfect, but nobody is. I mean,
I'm learning. For example, I took from this book another great idea. He recommend to me like a stew from dry fruits. You take an equal amount of raisins, dried apricots, and prunes, and boil them at first, and then simmer for 1.5 hours approximately. So I do this one, and it's really satisfying, this
syrup, it comes like.
Yeah, it's really satisfying. But what I did, I add your idea to this, I put lemon juice into it. So I decided to make like this blend, and it really worked out for me.
Nice.
And also I use this baked bananas and baked apples. And sometimes I put prunes also. I put some water and some prunes, cover it, and it also helped me a lot.
Excellent. Cooked fruit is a much better choice than cooked veggies. Much better.
Are you keeping it fruits and vegetables at this point? Or are you adding?
I try my best, but sometimes I slipped. And but what I do, I make reset.
Good.
And return back. And I try to be always to say myself that all is good. I made mistake, but I'm returning back. I never beat myself up to pulp with iron chain, and but yes, I admit my mistakes and always return back. Always climb back, always, move on.
And your retainers, usually you're keeping your dry fast, right? You're keeping your weekly dry fast and daily dry fast.
Yes, I try to keep my weekly dry fast, but I cannot make it 3 days now. 48 hours, as you recommended, is my maximum.
Nice. And when you go back, you go back to fruits and vegetables. So basically your staple is fruits and vegetables, right?
Yes, I try my best to stick to this, and I'm planning my next master fast in November. And after this, I believe I want to go to 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. I want to try this one because I noticed for 2 weeks, I'm like a soldier, I'm very, very rigid. I'm so good, perfect girl. But after that, I'm not perfect. It starts more difficult for me to
And
live.
you're eating, when you're eating, are you eating 3 days a week? I mean, so 3 meals a day? Or are you eating 1 meal a day? Or how is that? How often?
Approximately 2 meals a day.
And
2
yeah,
meals.
yeah, 6 days a week, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I can see how the cravings would come when you're like, it's challenging. I mean, Artie did 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, right? Or 1 month on, 1 month off. You know, Artie on the master.
Mm-hmm.
She did that for a while. She did 1 month on, 1 month off, and she loved it. She was doing it for a while, and now she's more like eating 1 meal a day.
What, how your bowels moving well now? You started working?
Yes, much better. They improved a lot.
Mhm.
They really improved a lot, but I believe I still have lots of mucus coming. I didn't like release everything. I need still lots of work to do.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Don't worry about it. Just keep at it and keep going.
Mhm.
Yes, I have a question about dry fast. Yes, about this 5 days dry fast. How is it? You don't recommend it if people didn't eat clean for 2 years, right?
At least, yeah. I don't recommend the long dries for people if they've coming from, sad diet or to vegetarian cooked diets, because vegetarian means anything, or vegan cooked diet.
Mm-hmm.
Body's plugged up, and those long dries are not going to help you really until you clean out the GI tracts. And how do you clean out the GI tract? There's nothing better than I've seen than doing a master fast. So this is what we start with. And, because it's a lifestyle, we're not in a rush. So we take our time. Once we get 2 years under our belts, we're slowly increasing the dries. We'll be able to get to that stage, no problem. After that, you start being able to go to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days, whatever. If you're doing it slowly. If you push yourself, I've only seen people get in trouble with long dries. And, this is not where we're at. We're about focusing on making this a lifestyle, not a magic pill, do a 10-day dry fast, and you're going to solve all your problems. It's not going to happen. I haven't seen that happen with all these people doing long dries. I don't see magic happening because
do 3 dry a day. I mean, do the 3 day. That's already pushing, right?
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah, even 3 days for me. I don't know how did I manage the first master fast. I did 3 days, maybe because I was still, in other weight category. It was easy for me.
Yeah.
Because I lost considerable amount of weight.
Yeah.
Waste. Yeah. But now it's more difficult for me. 3 days. No, it looks like too much challenge on my body. 48 hours is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but once you're doing it, we need to allow ourselves to go that little more each time and feel it out, because each time you go that little more, you'll be able to see, oh, okay, it wasn't that bad. So you can go a little more. And the tips we use to do it a semi-dry, extend it with a semi-dry, small amounts of liquid. This is I've had a few people that couldn't do barely 24 hours, and now they can do 3-4 days dry, no problem. A year or 2 later. So it's little by little. When you do these long dries with a GI full of gunk, you know what happens? All that energy is going towards all that gunk. It's not going to do your magic and heal and allow the body to heal to blueprint like we've seen. It just goes towards putting all that energy on all that garbage that's in your GI tract. We need to focus on getting rid of that crap first, and then you start seeing the real magic happen.
Makes it easier to dry fast when the body's cleaner.
Yeah.
Yes, I do understand this.
Yeah.
And another question, I start using watermelon juice in my last 40 days master fast.
You made your own?
Yes, I made my own, and sometimes I combine it with grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
People
So
have
you want to
done
mix
that.
here?
Like sometimes 50-50 or sometimes, you know.
Yeah, when you have juices, you know, the rules of food combining are really don't apply because they're in a liquid state and it's different. The body, especially cooked juice, does not use a lot of energy to process that food. Very little energy is used. These juices are the main focus why we use them is they're powerful cleansers. That's really what we're using. We're not worried about nutrition because there's no such thing in my book. It's the focus of using these juices is to help clean.
The watermelon juice is cooked, right?
Yes, I cook them. Of course, I juice watermelon, cook for 9 minutes,
Yep.
and add lemon, and that is it.
Excellent. Excellent. Any of the recommended juices, they all work. You can mix them here and there, whatever. As long as you're happy with it, it's going to work for you. They all those juices work. Some of them are. One sec, I have to answer this. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
One sec, sorry.
Yeah, we can continue. Yeah. So did you enjoy that watermelon juice? Was it a nice change?
Yes, watermelon juice is good, and I still continue this Welsh juice. I buy Welsh juice in No Frills or Walmart, but it's now more difficult to find it. Everyone looks like buying this Welsh juice.
Is it hard to find the Welshes now?
Not very, but sometimes I could go to buy no problem 24, but now I can find only 8, for example, bottles. So I need to go to another shop to find another 8 bottles and so on and so forth. And so looks like most of us made Welsh juice very popular nowadays.
Shortage of grape juice.
Yeah, what you're doing, Sveta, is fine with the juices. It's excellent. Sorry about that. I had to take that call as my mother's caregiver.
Okay, and that's how I add sometimes in my second master fast, I add a little bit blueberry juice to change a little bit taste of it. So to make it, because it's more difficult, the longer you go, you get used to this taste of juice. And it helps to push longer, and I really appreciate these tips.
That's great.
All is well. You've done excellent, and just stay focused and keep at it.
Yeah, easy to say than do. Stay focused.
Yeah, especially when you're walking alone, you know, you're doing it all by yourself. You don't have much family support or, you know, like friends.
But you have support of you guys on Facebook. You have lots of support, right?
Yeah.
Like I told on Saturday night, people going somewhere to socialize, to starve themselves, but we can come here and ask questions and discuss.
Exactly. Why do you want to go out in social events where you're going to be more and more tempted? You know, people think they're missing out if they don't have to go anywhere. When you're happy within, it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to be happy. So, you know, I can stay right here in this chair and be content and happy. I don't need to go anywhere. You know, going out's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. And social, but if you're at a point where you're still in that vulnerable state when you're around these social events and stuff, it's better you stay away and work on yourself until you're stronger. Because as you're cleansing and you're detoxifying, you will get stronger. It just takes time.
Yeah, usually at the beginning of the detox, I try to avoid going out because, you know, you just started and you're a little bit tempted. But when after 2-3 weeks, I find it's okay. I can meet anyone and can bring my juice. And I understand that it's hard, you know, on many people who came, especially from socializing and eating with their families all the time, to so much cleaner lifestyle. And this means, you know, kind of isolation, right? Like, yeah, you'll be a little bit isolated. Like when you start a raw food diet, you would go through this for sure. And you will find yourself wanting to socialize less and less with the same people that you used to socialize with.
But I believe this is where prayer and meditation helps us. If you meditate, we feel more confident within ourselves. If you pray before food, that's how help us to focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
If people don't pray before food, they don't even have time to think properly. They start putting some food into their mouth, right? Without thinking, like habit.
Yes.
Without enjoying as well. Right? You're not thankful enough for what you have in front of you. You're so busy. You're not thinking about it, right? You're not enjoying it enough. You're not living it.
Yeah, and they are really grateful for idea about brainwashing. You're right. Everything in life is habits. Whatever we take, everything is habit. And if we were programmed by parents or by environment, we need to deprogram ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So listen to Zoom or listen to your talks or listen to videos about Master Fast really help us to deprogram ourselves. So if people, they don't do meditation, I would recommend them at least to listen to your talks, to try to be more focused, to understand. That's how maybe also we progress on our path.
Yeah, you need to make it a lifestyle, and to make it a lifestyle, you want to be interacting with people that are living the lifestyle. So if there's nobody in your area or family or friends or work that's in doing this kind of lifestyle, where are you going to go? We go into virtual reality here, and we share and inspire each other, because out there we know what's happening. We've heard the stories with people of getting ridiculed and this, that, and the other thing. Some people got threatened. Some people had cops being called on them. Well, what a crazy world. We just want to get healthy, and we can't even do that. So we need a support system, and this is why it's crucial that we keep doing this. We're still here over 3 years, every weekend pretty much. We haven't missed very many. We've done every single weekend, and Wednesdays I try and do them Wednesdays as well. The support system needs to be there. There's a lot of people who think that they can all do it on their own, and we've seen those people fail because they're not using the support system. So, support is crucial. It's so crucial in this today modern man society.
It's good to help each other.
Yeah.
Yes, we can go for a retreat for Master Fast, for example, but when we return back,
what happens?
All our bad habits, they're not left in the forest somewhere. They came with me like a sand, like people who decided to make a dip into Holy River again, right? All their bad habits, they're waiting on the tree, and when they return back, they're like monkeys, jump on their back. So that's how I sometimes feel that I need to get rid of all those monkeys and to fight my bad habits.
Well, yeah, I don't like using the word fight. It causes resistance. So embrace it and then try and understand it and let it go. The fighting thing doesn't bring balance. Resisting. So it's not that it's easier said than done, but we work on it. We work on it to gain the understanding. Yes, and the understanding will come. The more we go in, every fast, like I say, it's a format, and we format the hard drive. Every fast we format the clean, then we reprogram. We clean, we reprogram. So we continue and continue and continue. It's a lifestyle. Since day one, we've been saying it's a lifestyle. Now we have much more structured and more clarity to have people understand it, because I thought everybody understood what I was talking about, but it wasn't the case. So we had to restructure it all in proper English and everything to make more clarity of what I was really trying to say to people. And it's coming along. More and more people are gaining that understanding, which is great.
Yes, especially loyalty helps to stay on the path and really to continue. For example, for me, it took more than 1 year to really understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So though it's this black stuff, this mucus stuff came out of me on the first master fast, but you're bewildered. What is that? You're still don't think very clear what's really. I don't say that I understand it now completely. I am. I have some understanding, a little bit.
The understanding comes through your experience. And the more you do it, the more you'll understand. And, you know, after 5-10 years, you're going to look back. Oh my goodness, how did I ever live the way I used to live before? You know, even.
I mean, every time we fall, my goodness, we feel it, right? Every time we fall off our routine with the food, it's painful. So it's a big lesson for us. You know, the next day.
Yeah, as you clean out that plasma vacuum tube, I like to call it, you become more and more sensitive. This is the way we're supposed to be. Our senses are there for a reason, not to be numbed out, to open up and feel, warn us. So these senses become more heightened with each fast we do. And when we eat, it numbs it out, and it's a big difference. So, you know, one step at a time, no rush. Everybody's going to go at their own pace, but make it a lifestyle. Learn it, live it, love it. Love it. Love the lifestyle.
Yes, I love master fast. I don't love when I'm not on master fast.
Yeah, when we go to food, we go, why are we eating? So, you know, like I said, I enjoy eating, but I enjoy fasting much more. Much more.
One thing I also, maybe I can share with you is, you probably know, I'm still doing the master fast weekly, which is eating 1 day a week. So that's tomorrow, usually Sundays. And honestly, it's amazing because you get to enjoy both the fasting, and you feel the energy that you have with the fast, you feel the clarity, all the benefits of the fast. And then 1 day I'm eating whatever I like. I mean, fruits and vegetables as much as I want, abundance, 3 meals, I don't care. As long as I'm not dying, I'm gonna eat, you know. I'm gonna eat the fruits and the vegetables and enjoy them. I get the best fruits I can find. And it's fine, you know. I get tired at the end of the day after eating. I don't overeat, you know. I eat fruits and vegetables. You know, you can only eat so much anyways because there's so much water in them, and especially you were fasting for 6 days, so your body doesn't want too much. It gets full very quickly. But
do you use the same juice all the time, or do you change juices?
The master fast,
I do it weekly.
Yeah, I do. I'm doing the Concord. Like yesterday, I was a little bit. I finished my juice early, like 2 liters, and I was like, oh, it would be nice to drink something else. And I just, you know, I was like, you know, there is a raw food place near my work. I said maybe I'll go and grab green juice from them, and I grabbed it, and I was like, oh, this is nice, you know. So it's just a change in taste. It's like massive fast liquid hybrid, whatever. But it's it didn't break my, like, I don't feel heavy, you know. I feel perfect. And then today I did the grape juice again, and then tomorrow I will eat. So yeah, I didn't change the juice so much for the master fast. Watermelon would be nice, but it sounds like too much work. I'm so lazy right now. I'm so used to having the juice ready for me.
Yeah, it's nice to do it yourself if you have the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see it tastes. It would be a nice change to have the watermelon. And you want to have a good juicer for that. And we don't have one. We have a juicer for greens. We don't have a juicer for fruits. So it's gonna be harder to juice it. But yeah, so the nice thing is that I get to enjoy both the fasting and the eating. I'm looking forward to eat. Not being very creative with the food, just whatever, 2 fruit meals and then a salad put together. But slowly, as we, you know, we just moved in together, and it's a lot of work for us right now. But slowly, I want to start being creative and making plasma pizza, maybe, you know, like be a little bit more creative with food. Sprouts, grow sprouts, you know. Enjoy everything. about food in one day.
Do you recommend to go on Master Fast weekly after long Master Fast?
Oh,
It would
definitely.
be better, right?
After long master fast?
Go to
Yeah.
Master Fast weekly.
Yes, but I find it's hard for us to accept to eat one day a week. So you'll find yourself after, for example, after Sunday eating all day, Monday morning you might feel like you want to eat again because you ate the day before. So my suggestion is be strong, do your kolima, enema, whatever, colonic, and then get back on the fast, and you'll be totally fine after, like, you know. And you do it for 2-3 weeks, and then you're like, wow, this is so easy. I'm enjoying both fasting and eating. I'm not fasting for too long. I'm not missing the food for too long. And it's nice because it's consistent every week, the same thing. So there is a routine, there is structure, you know.
Yes.
There's not much room for failure. Every Tuesday we dry fast. Always at the same time. And then Sunday I'm eating. Yeah. So it's very structured. At the same time, you know, it's easy. It's structured, but it's easy. Yeah.
Yes, but this is more in my mind now, because before I decided, I don't know why it's so difficult will be for me to do weekly. Now I need to approve this wrong thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes time. It takes time to start it. To give it 2-3 weeks. Okay, fail or fall down. It's okay. You're gonna fall down. Don't give up. Get up. You want to be disciplined on Monday morning. When you get back on the master fast, be disciplined and say to yourself, I'm gonna fast today. And that's it. That's the only time you were, you know, the first few weeks. But after that, it's automatic. You don't even have to put an effort. You know, this is what I love. I'm enjoying both, and you just get back on it. It's no threatening to yourself. You know, like it's very easy. And yeah, I mean, I can see why you get cravings if you eat 6 days a week. I can totally see that. I could not do that. I could not do that. It's hard to eat clean all the time. You know, it's hard and it's a lot of work and makes you tired.
Yeah, I decided to try 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off after and then go for weekly.
Yeah, exactly.
So to have a plan at least.
Yeah, it might work. It might work for you. It's also our mind, you know, like it's a routine. Get yourself into a routine somehow. Like Artie did amazing. 1 month on, 1 month off. That's, to me, that's hard. It's hard for me. I would want to eat once I eat. The cravings come back. More discipline for sure. If you're eating most days of the week, there's more discipline than if you're fasting most days of the week.
Oh yeah.
Try, see how you can make it work.
Yeah, find your way. Make even, you know, make a new one. You know, come up with a new one if you want. Make 3 days a week of eating if you feel one day is too little for you. Maybe 3 days a week.
Did you try cascade? Did you try cascade this 1 day on, 2 days off? Then
Yeah. I haven't. What I don't like about it is that every week is different. I like structure.
That's why some people like the differences. Some people like structure. Everybody's different.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's different.
I like it consistent every week. Otherwise, my mind is all over the place. I'm like, oh, am I eating today or am I fasting? Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, try cascade if you want. What you can do, keep the cascade consistent every week. The same days you eat, the same days you fast. So it's a little bit more structured if you like structure.
Yes, makes sense. Yeah.
And put the dry in the middle between the 2 liquid days. 2 days liquid master fast and then 1 day dry in the middle, because you want to clean your bowels before you dry and you want to clean them after you dry.
To get the best benefits, yeah.
Makes the dry easier when you do a liquid day.
When you're more empty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of ideas. Be creative. Find your way.
There are infinite possibilities you can work with. There's no set ways for living the lifestyle. The long ones, you know, these ones, every once in a while we go for those long ones, the master fast, because those ones really do the magic in all levels, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It does take you further. However, I still feel the benefits, and I'm still releasing mucoid plaque and mucus on Massive Fast Weekly.
Mhm.
So, and that I feel that's, you know, for a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. Whatever you do, you know, if you feel like as a lifestyle you want to do 108 days a year, like consecutive, then do that. But if you feel like, you know what, I want to be strong, just doing shorter fast and less eating days, more fasting days, less eating, you know, I find that to be the best for me than going longer. Although long ones will clean you up more. Yeah, as long as you're, you know, you're smart coming out of them, because it's not easy. And experienced, you know. Yeah.
So, what's your plan?
She's gonna think about it.
My plan is to be on master fast and clean myself. Very, very nice, you know.
Lots of benefits so far you've
Oh yeah.
experienced. It's great.
And live my body consciously. You know, this is my plan for the next 30 years. I believe so.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Who knows what's, you know, where we'll be in 5-10 years, what's happening. Just
It's
keep
fun.
going.
It's fun. Let's enjoy it.
I've been on this journey for a long time, and it's always evolving and always discovering new things as we dwell within the infinite abyss of creation. It's a beautiful ride going within. Like, the information that comes to you with these fasts is awesome if you go in and listen, and through you know, your meditation and praying, like you said. It's awesome. It's all part of the journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy whatever you're doing. You know. It's great. We all I know is that I'm having more energy. I'm more creative. I'm more excited about life. And what else can I ask for? You know.
Yes, especially when I can sleep less on master fast. This is crucial for me because I never had enough time, and now, 4 hours is enough, or 5 hours is enough. Woo!
Exactly.
This is really great.
Exactly.
Good job. Great.
And I even can go to hot yoga and still feel good.
Yeah. It you know, we come out stronger every fast. We come out stronger, not only physically, but at all levels, with our faith and everything else. We always come out stronger, and the healing reaction sometimes could be scary for people, but we learn to trust. And every fast we'll gain a little more trust and a little more trust when we've gone through some of these things, you know, like the pains and stuff people go through. The pain is the doorway to finding that balance, and at all levels, you know, physical, mental, emotional pains. This is part of healing, and how we release and move the energy that's causing these pains, the blockages of obstructions, the physical and mental and emotional. These are all obstructions, and this is how simple I put things. I don't know how much more simple we can make it. I ignore everything else as we're going along. I'm staying away from, oh, the kidneys are down and this is to forget about it. Just focus on removing obstructions wherever it is. It doesn't matter, because we're going to do the same thing to resolve the issue, because we're working on the whole physical body, mental and emotional body at the same time. We can't work on one thing. We can aid and support the kidneys and the liver and the bowels and et cetera, the eyes or whatever. That's all we can do, is just support them and let the magic happen, because it really is magic. We don't need to understand how it works or figure it out, because we never will.
It's too complicated for our mind.
It's perfect. It's perfection. The information to allow this body to heal itself is built in. We don't need to understand it. And this is where so many people I see are so focused on all that, how it works and this and that and science, and forget it. It only led me to confusion, all that stuff, and got me in real bad trouble going down that route.
Only the body heals itself.
Yeah, only the body feeds, hydrates, balances, and heals itself. Simple.
Just let it be. Right?
Trust.
Just
trust.
allow
trust.
it to do it.
You want to go learn all that stuff? Okay, but it's nothing to do with truth, is what I find. It's just that intellect of what we've been programmed through our microscopes and this and that and the other thing.
And
We don't understand any of it. It's an illusion.
I mean, all these years of studying, and then we're sick.
Yeah, science keeps changing. How can it be based on truth? It keeps changing all the
They're
time.
still trying to find the cure for cancer. All this money that's put into cancer research, you know?
It's a farce.
Yeah, even
But I believe people,
Sorry?
but I believe people, they try to find excuses because of slavery to our senses. We are slaves to our habits, and they try to find excuses not to. Okay, you don't like the word fight, but for me it's okay, the word fight. We can call it doesn't face the slavery that we are slaves. We are slaves to our senses. That is why for me I need to make it structure. So that is why I need to make it for this. I eat at this time. I eat at this time. I need how much? I need this much, because I know that I'm slave to my habits, and I can face them.
Yes.
good for you.
Even if I fell down, I simply must to step out and think, okay, why did I fall down? Reconsider my forces and find food. Okay, I don't left it again, or I don't gonna eat, or I don't go to the shop at all, right? Well, that is why they're trying to find excuses to face themselves. I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you go through the supermarket sometimes, and I have no interest in anything. I'm not attracted to anything. What am I doing here? So, you know, the house, we keep it pretty much empty of food. So, except on Sunday.
I do 3 days dry fast per week.
Pretty much,
Gina?
yeah.
Are they in a row, or you split them?
No, in a row.
In a row. In a row.
Yeah.
This will be maybe my goal in 9 years. Can I make it my goal in 9 years?
Yeah, you could maybe do it sooner. It all depends how you stay focused, and you know, keep as best minimal clean eating as you can. Everything's possible. You from year to year, there's so much things that can change. Yeah, you don't know. It's every fast is a new surprise, a new blessing.
New blessing, yes.
Yeah, it's all it is. It's so simple. Like we just put too much thinking in things that we will never understand. From what I know, all that information is within, and you know, in the realm of the universes, there is no language. It's just a knowing. It just is. There's languages cannot express. So that's why I say we'll never be able to figure it out in this realm with our intellect and our languages of how that works, how creation works. So let's just go within and let it be and trust. It's easier said than done, but through our experiences of fasting, we will come to the knowing. There's that knowing, that feeling that cannot be expressed in languages.
It will not make us feel any better to know.
Yeah, it's not going to help you.
You know, like we already know how the body heals itself. So.
Yeah, knowing how it works will not help you any which way in your journey of healing.
we didn't have to go to school to learn that. In fact, I had to kind of unlearn what I learned, you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe that is why they're not accepting doctors after a certain age. They cannot program them, right? I believe in some educational system they're not accepted after 25, or they have certain limit. Yes, at least in our countries, yeah, they did. You cannot program so much, right? If you're already mature and you don't believe in this stuff, how they can put this knowledge that you will be helping people with all this job, right?
Exactly. You got it. Well, you know, it's wonderful to see more and more people being open to taking charge of their health, and because you're the only person that can do it. You know, nobody can do it for us. We have to take full responsibility and come to the understanding of how simple it is, and trust. And trust. Use a system that's going to help guide you. We believe MFS is one of the best detoxifications out there. I haven't seen anything come close to it. And structured and simple to do and simple to follow. We keep it simple. We don't need to learn any of the complicated things out there, how things work, because as we said, it's not going to help you one bit. Never seen it help anybody. Yeah, if you want to learn it, go spend your money on that stuff for something to do. Keep the mind busy. It's all good.
Yeah.
We can spend it using our creativity. That's really where you're gonna expand your awareness, using your creativity in art or whatever. That's the beauty of
Which we
creation.
all have.
You know, for me, it's came to be in, you know, guiding people all over the place and taking care of their health. That's what it came to be after all these years, you know, guiding people one-on-one. I really never wanted to share this on the internet, but the universe kept kicking me in the butt to do it. So here we are. You know, it's funny the way things happen. There's a purpose to everything, and it's all beautiful. And we appreciate everybody that shares. It's awesome because it helps so many people. I get messages from people all the time thanking me about these Zoom calls and the support page all the time. It's awesome because it helps people. Even though some of these people don't share, it's helping people. And sometimes it takes people 2-3 years, and then they start sharing. And it's awesome to see. It's like I said, we gain that strength through our cleanses. We get more courage and encouraged and inspired from everybody sharing, and so it's awesome. So let's keep it going. Anything else, or if anybody else that's joined us has any questions? We're coming up to the 2-hour mark. Time just flies by. It's 2 hours already. Anything else, Sveta, that you want to share, or any questions?
I want to say thank you, especially for Thanksgiving, for all your efforts.
Thank you.
To both of you beautiful souls, and you know, I really very grateful. And I wish everyone who will listen to this Zoom to be loyal to the system, to be really loyal and start trying it, start experiencing it, not by listening or reading, but by really actually doing it.
Yeah, we're far from perfect. We made a lot of mistakes, and we're all learning, and it's okay. It's all okay.
And you are a beautiful soul. We're so happy to get to know you better. You know, it's nice. It's nice to learn more about where, you know, how you grew up and a little bit about where, you know, you come from. That's great. You're a beautiful person.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job for yourself and for everyone around you.
Yep, Sveta, thank you so much for your time. And we'll see you on the page, and maybe we'll see you around. You're local. You see Rana.
Yes, I will definitely. Thank you, Rana, for all your help, and
You're very welcome.
thank you, Gina.
All right, folks. So we'll call it a close. Let's keep that plasma love always flowing, and let's keep inspiring each other to bring this planet to another level, because it's all going to start from us to be the change we want to see. And it's all awesome that more and more people are doing that and taking charge. We've seen so many transformations, beautiful transformations, and it's amazing. Have you measured your height before and after?
No,
No,
no.
because yes, the people who have, so many have noticed that they regained their height, a little lost height, which is awesome as well. But
But I believe it did change, because I go on yoga and I feel, my joints, my posture improved, and especially my lower back. And it's amazing. I don't see the light yet. I'm not enlightened yet, but my posture did improve. And I can sit longer, and I can sit more steady. So this was my main idea of Master Fast. And it really, it's like an open door for my meditation.
I'm pretty sure every single person who goes through this, their spine is opened up. Everybody, even a small amount.
The joints, for sure.
It's impossible not to, because the body starts hydrating itself, and it's awesome. So thank you again, Sveta, and thank you everybody for joining. Awesome, for inspiring and supporting. And we'll see everybody on the page.
Love you all. Thank you.
Good night. Good day, wherever you are.